Well, Governor Kathy Hochul today delivering her 2024 State of the State address, expanding on an agenda she started previewing last week.
CBS 6's Tom Eschen has been at the Capitol all day. And Tom, what are we looking at for the legislative session?
Well, Bree and Greg, there was optimism in the governor's voice today when addressing New Yorkers and the legislators behind me, but also she openly acknowledged the state leading the nation when it comes to outmigration. The governor directly connecting the housing crisis as the main issue behind that and solving that housing crisis as the solution in solving that problem of people leaving the state.
We offered financial incentives that people had asked for. Financial incentives for pro-housing communities that demonstrate a willingness to build. Today, I'm announcing a plan to expand on those efforts by developing on sites that are owned by state agencies.
Now, Democrats I spoke to said they were hoping that tenant protections would align with the housing initiatives. We'll see if that happens next week in the budget or if just the lawmakers have to work on it themselves. When it comes to public safety, both the Democrats and Republicans said they really thought that the shoplifting emphasis was important and penalizing shoplifters more, retail theft being a problem in the state. But the Republican side of the aisle said they wanted more in the way of public safety done. I spoke with the Senate Minority Leader, Rob Ortt. He said the emphasis on mental health, especially in kids, was important for him, something he approves of, but he also said there was one thing missing for him in this address.
I was stunned that there was just really no real mention of the illegal immigrant crisis in New York City. I mean, Mayor Adams is here. It's almost the only issue he talks about. No doubt he's going to be looking for billions of dollars of funding from the state. And just nothing, not even a passing really remark, other than just we'll address it later.
Yes, Mayor Adams was in attendance. I saw Kathy Hochul shaking his hand. She was also shaking the hand of Governor Pataki and Governor David Paterson, the former governors in attendance. David Paterson performing with his band last night in the War Room restaurant a couple blocks away. And then we had Taylor Swift playing at the end of Governor Hochul's speech today. So some non-legislative highlights here in the last couple of days here as well, Greg. Back to you.
Big day for Governor Kathy Hochul today as she delivered her 2024 State of the State address, expanding on an agenda that she started previewing last week. CBS 6's Tom Eschen has been at the Capitol all day long. He shares now what we're looking at for this year's legislative session.
Well, there wasn't a big unveil of policy like we saw last year when the governor proposed the pro-housing compact, 800,000 homes over the course of the next decade. But she did say housing could be one of the solutions to outmigration in the state of New York. Of course, housing alongside public safety and mental health all getting the spotlight in the governor's State of the State.
In our state, we stand with New Yorkers, even on their darkest days, and we support all people to live their lives with optimism and hope.
Optimism and hope. Governor Kathy Hochul laying out her priorities for 2024 on Tuesday. A big part of her speech, mental health proposals, with a goal to open 200 new psychiatric beds and also address mental health in children.
And initiate sweeping measures to help our children, including millions for suicide prevention, eating disorder care, and school-based mental health clinics.
The governor using those mental health initiatives to also address public safety, also including initiatives to battle domestic violence and shoplifting.
For the very first time, we're launching a joint operation between federal, state, and local law enforcement, along with a brand new state police unit to crack down on organized retail theft.
She talked about the fact that, yes, we have to increase penalties for these brazen individuals that are not committing crimes of poverty, but are actually just crimes in organized effort. We also have to give incentives to our businesses to help them arm up.
Of course, lawmakers reacting to what the governor included and what she left out, including some higher education initiatives.
We can't keep cutting back with 1,000 cuts here. I saw an article today about more CUNY cuts. I think we're going to hear a few more cutbacks at SUNY. We've got to turn this around. We can't attract microns. We can't attract the top AI companies if we don't have the workforce.
She also mentioned some numbers about inflation, that it was down from 9% to 3%. I'd like to see those numbers too, because it surely doesn't show in my neighborhood. I think I told you this last time we talked. For the first time in 54 years, my wife and I are locking our doors at our house.
I was happy to hear about people with disabilities was mentioned a few times in the State of the State, and I don't recall other State of the State addresses even mentioning it. So it's great to see that that issue is being addressed and that we're making sure that everybody is being taken care of in when we look at terms of state budget and funding. Everybody is being included.
I was stunned that there was just really no real mention of the illegal immigrant crisis in New York City. I mean, Mayor Adams is here. It's almost the only issue he talks about. No doubt he's going to be looking for billions of dollars of funding from the state, and just nothing, not even a passing really remark, other than just we'll address it later.
The governor's budget unveil is expected 1 week from today. Reporting from the Capitol, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News.